By the way, I've gone crazy. There's 18 interviews in the new Obama film, and I just sent the guys off to interview Berg. That'll be a 19th. We're going to interview Dr. Sherri Tenpenny for the film. We just agreed to do it because I'm covering the flu some, but I think it's more important to even do more in the film on it and just how they stage crises. So very excited. You know, I forgot to even toot your horn, Doctor, because who I have on is people that have proven to be accurate. And you wrote a book a few years ago about how they would use a flu as a pretext to take over. And I've read the book. It is almost like prophecy. And you were telling me during the break that sometimes you can't believe you wrote this. I mean, you know, I have that same feeling when I make these films and project what I think they're going to do. To be exactly right is really scary.
It is scary. And when I go back and I read it, and I read the chapter about mandatory vaccination, is it possible? When I read about the last chapter about, you know, tying it all together, how is it that sick birds and sick people and vaccines and quarantines, how does this all come about and come together? I read it now and I think, I can't believe I wrote this. This was like prophecy. I wrote it in 2006. It's called Foul Bird Flu. It's Not What You Think, but it's very much about what's going on with the swine flu right now. It's exactly the same, and people can get it off of my website. It's at drtenpenny.com. It's actually even on sale right now for $20, so there's no reason everybody shouldn't have it and pass it out to their friends.
Well, I mean, in the book you say, are they mixing it in with the vaccine? And then we catch Baxter at 18 locations mixing it in with the big vats. And then, thank God, somebody in the Czech Republic tested it on ferrets, and it killed them. Mm-hmm. And then separately, they won't say who the company is, but it says they had bird flu trials, London Telegraph says, that killed a bunch of people. But it says it was a pharma company, paid off officials to lie and give it to homeless. But it doesn't say it's Baxter. Do you have any intel on who that really is?
No, I don't. Not right now. Not off the top of my head, but I'll bet you if we look long enough, we'll find it.
Well, I mean, they arrested all the city officials in just one country. Why won't they say who the vaccine company is?
You know, they probably have dirt on everybody, or they probably threatened their children or something. You know, they're not, again, you know, they've killed off a lot of scientists, so it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be out of line for them to put somebody on notice that if you talk, something not good is going to happen to your family.
Doc, I know you've got to go do an international conference call with some doctors discussing this. When is a good time for my producer to call you? Because I know it's a limited window to book, send in a crew.
You can call after 3 o'clock today. The call is for an hour, and I will be after the call today, and I think it would be really exciting to be part of the movement of what you're doing, Alex, because you're really making a difference, and I really want to thank you for all the work that you do.
Well, I want to thank you. We'll call you at 3 your time in 1 hour, 3 minutes sharp, okay, and we'll set up to send a crew. I'm almost out of personnel. I've got only 2 crews, and one of them's gone, and the other crew just got back from California. Doctor, we salute you. We'll talk to you in 1 hour and 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex. Take care.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a joke. This isn't a game. This is the real deal, and everybody has got to see my film, Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement. This is the film that exposes the eugenicists, who they are, how a world government is a means to an end. It says, for the New World Order, a world government is just the beginning. Once in place, they will engage their plan to exterminate 80% of the world's population. Ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what Ecoscience, written by the White House science czar, says. He says a world government, a planetary regime, so we can sterilize and kill the majority of the population. Ladies and gentlemen, exactly what this film 2.5 years ago says. Exactly. Now, I was going off State Department documents, UN documents, where they stay up most of it. But, I mean, this book, the more I read it, I'm almost done. It's worse than I thought. It's all real. It's all true. Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. So much is going on. So much is happening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have words. I don't have a way to describe this feeling of dread, this intellectual understanding of the setup that's happening with the globalists and this flu hype. And then if we defeat them, if we expose them, people will say, oh, see, it wasn't as bad as you said. As bad as I said, I told you 3 years ago, Gardasil was killing people that took it in large percentiles and hurting a lot of the others very badly with autoimmune disease. And then now you can just, it's in the news every day. Yeah, the Gardasil shot kills you. And the women are like, I don't care. I like it. You know, I mean, it's just sick. It's totally sick. And I've got audit the Fed news, bankers in trouble, great news is happening, stage terror news, forced inoculation news. It's just insane. I'm going to take 30 minutes of calls, and then I'm going to kind of get focused here. I got like 5-6 stacks here. They brought me more stacks of. Every one of these articles is off the chart, insane. But I've got to just reset and get focused and cover it. Let's go ahead and take a call. We got Rocco in Connecticut. Rocco, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good, Rocco.
I got the one quick question for you. I'm concerned basically about what's going on with the Fed in terms of this new practice called quantitative easing, and I really don't know what that's going to, result in. But they were talking about, some sort of a contingency plan in case it failed. What do you know about that, and what can you tell me?
Well, the bankers, going back 5,000-6,000 years ago, would learn that you'd keep your gold at their vault because you didn't want to get robbed. They had guys to guard it, and then they would give you script, paper or little clay coins or whatever, nickel coins, whatever, that would symbolize that local bank. And they learned how to loan out 10, 20, 30 times the real gold they had and get interest on gold they didn't have. And then they just got rid of all that with fractional reserve, modern banking, with the derivatives, layering the derivatives, just made up crud paper, default swaps, all of this. And now they have the special lending rights and the special drawing rights and the quantitative easing. And that just means the Federal Reserve can buy its own issuance, can buy Treasury notes. The Treasury can buy Federal Reserve notes. That means they can all just buy T-bills, treasuries. They can just create whatever they want, create more SDRs. They already, at the global institutional central bank lending level, are lending each other, swapping fiat, just totally made up crap. I mean, the money changers have gone from just manipulating the currency and loaning it out, 10, 20 times to buy up real assets and rig the whole game for themselves to just unlimited money. And so they're saying if the $23.7 trillion they've stolen in 10 months isn't enough for them to buy up everything. See, when they first get the new money, it's still got some value. And then they say, well, we're not going to have high interest rates and we're not going to have high inflation because we're only going to buy big capital shipping lines and media and military and infrastructure. But still, that money's already starting to ooze in. So that's why the banks, the Federal Reserve pays banks to not lend money to us. They said, oh, we're doing this to lend you money, your own money back. No. They don't just pay them to not loan to us because they want the economy to implode so they can consolidate power. That's part of it. That's why evil works so good. When you're trying to fix things and make things nice, it's hard. But when it's entropy and you want everything to fall apart and break down, it's easy. Doing evil's easy. That's why they've got so much power behind them. And so it's multi-level. But they also don't want banks to loan to us because that would actually create inflation. See, it's only about them buying up infrastructure, then shutting industry off because their false economy is in competition with the Main Street real economy. Stay with us.